Oh yeah, baby, you know what time it is. And this week we've got another amiami package, so stay tuned because we're gonna open it. No, but hello guys, welcome to Weeaboo Wednesday. And today we are going to bring you so much anime and Japanese weeby news that I'm gonna try to get through this fast because I got a lot of stories. I want to start the video by thanking P Metra, who recently commented with a suggestion that I stand over here or move the Dragon Ball Z poster because it makes it a little distracting when I'm trying to put stuff there, so hopefully putting it over here will help that. I also want to give a big shout out to Lone Wolf Dragon Slayer, who is the most recent new subscriber to the channel, so if you want to get shouted out, then go ahead and subscribe. But let's start off with a crazy story about a GODZILLA guitar. Toshihiko Takamizawa is the lead singer, or frontman rather, for a band called The Alfie. I've never listened to them before, but something interesting happened recently when he brought his GODZILLA guitar into the GODZILLA store in Shinjuku, Japan. Now, this guy's known for having at least 420 custom ESP guitars, which is a crazy number. They range from weapons to goodness knows what else. But he happens to have a guitar in the shape and style of Shin Godzilla. This thing is truly a sight to behold, and goodness, I don't think it would be very easy to play. It looked like a very awkward thing to hold, but damn, is it cool. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, I'm a huge Shin Godzilla fan, and this thing is so nice. I wanted to buy one myself, but apparently the Godzilla store is only going to be replicating this 5 times. They're gonna make 5 of these guitars, and they're gonna sell for 5.5 million yen a piece, which is like $52,000. Now this thing is awesome and crazy custom, so I can see that they would have a high price tag, but man, I couldn't do more than maybe $1,000 for something like that. But that's just me. I'm sure these things will sell out because they're amazing looking. They have LEDs in them, purple LEDs, and it's the awakening version of the guitar, of course, because that's the form of Godzilla that is depicted as the guitar. The thing lights up like he did in the scene where he just starts blowing everything up, so this is awesome. There's been some new news about Pokemon Sword and Shield released from the Pokemon Company. There's going to be Galarian forms, of course, that is the region of which this Pokemon takes place, and they're going to be similar to the Alolan forms, where old Pokemon that you know and love have new, refreshed appearances. One such appearance is going to be Smokestack Weezing, where Weezing looks kind of like a power plant. Additionally, there's a monochrome Zigzagoon, which is adorable, and additionally, beyond that, there is a new Pokemon that apparently has 2 different forms for when its belly is full, and another for when it is hangry. Yes, you heard that right. Additionally, there are some new characters, a preppy, gorgeous blonde boy, and even an adorable goth GF, as well as a new team called Team Yell. Team Yell seems to be a mix between punkers and Japanese pop concert fanatics. Several members of Team Yell are depicted in the backgrounds of shots where they're actually holding up towels like people do at concerts for Japanese groups or whatever, and they're just kind of swaying around like, oh yeah, I'm a super fan, which is a really weird thing to make as your team's kind of theme, but whatever, it's Pokemon. Ooh. Now, the next few stories are really weird and they all involve celebrities from America. Paris Hilton recently tweeted out an image, but it was in the form of a video with her own music in the background. Yes, she's made music. And it was her dressed as Sailor Moon. Now, I say she was dressed as Sailor Moon very loosely because she was only wearing a big pair of blue underwear, a pair of stockings, and she had a bow across her chest, as well as her hair done up like Sailor Moon. Additionally, her dog is in the background with a moon photoshopped on its forehead, like the cat from Sailor Moon, but other than that, there's apparently her own song playing in the background, of which she quoted in the tweet. The song is called Stars Are Blind, and the tweet went something like this. She was the type of girl the moon chased and the stars wished for. Emojis, emojis, emojis. Honestly, the clothes look like they were photoshopped onto her body. It doesn't even look like she's actually wearing it, but I'm sure there was so much doctoring to the image to oversaturate things and make it look better and brighter, but this is terrible. Please don't do this, Paris. Funny enough, she's actually holding a ball that's styled to look like the moon, yet her picture is superimposed in front of the moon, so it's too much moon in one shot. And then you got the moon on the head. It's just a mess. Now, additionally, there was a rapper that I've never heard of named Megan Thee Stallion, who was recently featured in Paper magazine. Now, in a couple of shots, she is depicted in cosplay, essentially, of Todoroki from My Hero Academia. Yeah, she even had on makeup to give her that big burn scar on her face, and it was really cool. She's wearing a half and half wig that's red and really bleached blonde. She's got on the blue jumper. It looked really cool. They styled all this, CG fire in there and stuff like that. It was an actually really neat photo shoot. She later went on Instagram and said, "You guys know that Todoroki's my favorite character from My Hero Academia," which, I mean, I didn't know who she was, but whatever. It's still pretty cool, and I gotta give her kudos. This is a pretty cool way to rep your geek pride if she really is into MHA. Fittingly, she even has a song called Make It Hot, so, I mean, it just all works together in the end. And finally, in Hamburger Weeaboo news, Billie Ellish, yes, the very popular Billie Ellish of Bad Guy fame, recently got in a little bit of hot water for a design of a shirt. Well, I don't think she actually got in any trouble because she collaborated with another company. That company is called Siberia Hills, and together they actually collaborated to make some merch for her that was going up on her website, where they were going to put a couple anime girls, very scantily clad, very overly well endowed, and all that, on a shirt and a hoodie and everything like that. But things fell apart pretty quickly when people realized that that art was lifted from somewhere else. Now, it was fan art done by Makoto Kurokawa with almost no alterations whatsoever. They actually went ahead and changed the colors of the hair, but they could have done that with like the hue slider. And additionally, they superimposed some clothing over them, but everything's the same. The poses are the same, the spacing between the characters are the same. Some people are calling it a tracing. I think it's almost positively a complete copy paste with maybe some additional photoshopping. Now, the only thing that they did was they put a blood splatter behind them. I don't know if they're tentacles that they weaved between them all, and they put BIDEO in katakana beneath the anime characters, and that's it. People noticed very quickly and told Kurokawa, who actually wound up addressing it on Twitter in English, when normally he only speaks Japanese. The tweet went something like, "This is actual fan art of another character where I don't own the license. I just own the fact that I drew this fan art." Now, if anybody wants to get them in trouble, it's going to be the people who own the license to those characters. But that being said, I did create the art and I never authorized anybody to make merch of it. Kurokawa has something like 50,000 followers on Twitter, so he's pretty popular. Compared to Billie Ellish, I'm sure it's not much, but either way, people noticed and they stomped it out very quickly. Funny enough though, this same company that did this merch did the same exact thing not terribly long ago this year. Siberia Hills also made some merch for FaZe K, who's a popular gaming YouTuber, I believe, and it was basically the same thing. They put a couple anime characters onto hoodies, and they made some very minor alterations, photoshopped some clothes on them, and changed the hues and changed the colors just a little bit, and then they released it as merch. Funny enough, the image lifted that was used on the shirt was from an art book, a Japanese art book, and it's from the cover. How do you think you're going to keep getting away with this? I don't see how Siberia Hills has any business being this blatantly thieving. But I guess this does make Billie Ellish the bad guy. Duh. I'm sorry. So the US Federal Trade Commission got together because a lot of problems were happening with this whole loot box controversy. A lot of parents get a little mad when they find out that $50 that was given to their kid wound up buying a Xbox Live, points card, and then from there, they spent all the money on loot boxes to potentially get some dumb item for a game that they may not even get. Well, now it would seem that the US Federal Trade Commission had to step in. And due to a policy made, by the end of 2020, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo will all have to state the odds of loot boxes before people purchase them. So now, when you open a loot box, before you do so, there will be some kind of EULA that you'll read that'll say, oh, this has a 0.1% chance to draw a legendary skin or something like that. And yeah, a lot of people are probably not going to go for it because it's a huge gamble. I think this is a good step because this thing got really perverse. I know that there's kids out there that will take all the money that they get, buy points cards, and then buy a bunch of loot boxes for games to just potentially change the look of their character. Sure, you can say, well, it's their choice to do, but they don't know any better. Also, Blade of the Immortal finally got a short little preview promo video, and it's going to be awesome. All I'm seeing so far is a very little bit of animation here, a water wheel turning, some shots of a couple characters, but it's still very vague, it doesn't show much, but there's so many awesome, really talented people working on this project that I have the utmost faith in it. Also, it would seem that it's coming out in October, so that's even better. But additionally, it will be releasing exclusively on Amazon Prime Video, I guess? Now, funny enough, there's no TV listing scheduled for it, so is it going to be exclusively through Amazon? And will we get it in America? I don't know, it's kind of weird. Still, I'm incredibly hyped for this adaptation, and I just can't wait to watch it. There's a legend that if anyone folds 1,000 paper cranes, they will receive their wish granted. Additionally, the paper crane is a symbol of peace, so how fitting that a non-profit organization decided to give 50,000 paper cranes to Kyoto Animations. The founder of the organization, along with 5 other members, prayed for Kyoto Animations and stated that, they wanted to help because Kyoto Animations has done a lot to make a lot of people happy, so it seemed that a lot of people wanted to help them out. They also said that Kyoto Animations is hope, which I think is a really nice message. Additionally, 11 Arts in Los Angeles is also collecting paper cranes that they intend to give to Kyoto Animations. So I'm assuming that anybody could send in paper cranes, so hey, brush up on your origami. Additionally, some 40-year-old goofball went ahead to the Square Enix website and found the inquiry submission form, and they decided to say like, oh, I'm gonna burn down your office, essentially. And they were arrested, rightly so. You don't make threats like that because obviously enough, the Kyoto Animation situation was a terrible thing. And to joke about it so soon is just, it's terrible enough. But then to say, well, you know what, you guys, I'm gonna do the same thing to you. That's just, no. People were killed because of that, so you don't play with that. And what's even worse is that police investigated and found out that essentially he was mad because he wanted a refund for some game that he had, and it was a mobile game, even worse. And he said that he was mad after losing and decided to take his rage out on Square Enix. And it's just like, dude, get over it. You were playing a mobile game and you then decided to threaten somebody with arson? You're an idiot. I hope you stay in jail for a while. Learn your lesson, you dummy. God. You remember Jump Force? Well, Majin Buu is going to be released in Jump Force. It was recently revealed with a trailer that he's going to be a playable character. And nobody cares because that game is garbage. Have you ever heard of Comic Market or Comiket? I'm sure you have. It's been mentioned constantly in anime, and it's a pretty big deal in Japan. A bunch of people come together and sell their own fan-made comics, and it's just tons of artists. It's essentially kind of like any convention in America, but take only the artist alley and amplify it by like 1,000,000, and also like up the quality of all the artists by so much, because some of the people that show up here are incredibly famous artists online, but they go to sell like doujinshis and stuff like that. It's really cool, and we don't have anything really like it, so it's hard to make a comparison, but it draws tons of people, and this year was no different. 160,000 on the first day, 170,000 on the second day, and 200,000 on the third and fourth day. It's $5 for each person that wants to go every day. There's not like a weekend pass. Every day you go, you pay $5 for a wristband. So with that kind of attendance, they made a ton of money. That's a new record for Comiket, and in those 4 days, they made like $3.6 million if you add up all those ticket sales for each person. That's not a bad way to run a convention in the summer. That's a nice chunk of change. It was up to 96 degrees during Comiket this year, with a crazy heat index for the humidity and everything like that. And because of that, I think at least 3 people were hospitalized due to heat stroke, and I'm sure plenty of others were having problems with their health. So it just goes to show you how much people want to come out to this thing. Thank goodness there was a matador there to guide the traffic. Yeah, he was dressed as a matador with an anime flag, and he was kind of just doing his little thing. Black Fox is an original anime movie being made by Studio 3HZ. It's going to be premiering in October in Japan, but it would seem that the Crunchyroll Expo is going to be premiering it this year from the very last days of August into September 1st while it's being held. I actually looked into it and it seems pretty cool. It's sort of a classic revenge tale where girl comes home, she has a very happy, nice family. She comes home one day and her family has been slaughtered and she now has to join this ninja clan and learn the arts of like the Black Fox ninja style. And it's going to help her track down the people and exact her revenge on them. It looks really neat. Yoshiyuki Tomino has been announced as another high-profile guest for Anime NYC. Recently, I said that Jam Project was going to be there, and that was a huge deal, but man, the father of Gundam being there is an even bigger deal. I think that means I need to put on my Gundam hat. No, but this is a huge deal. He is the original creator and director for Mobile Suit Gundam, the series that started everything. He's going to be involved in a bunch of the different panels and autograph sessions and a bunch of the stuff for the 40th anniversary of Gundam. He's going to be there for a lot of it, and he's even going to be at the Gunpla like world contest where all the people come together to feature their Gunpla, their Gundam model kits and stuff like that. And he's going to be there. I'm not sure if he's going to be a judge, but he will be there, which is a pretty big honor because I'm sure whoever wins, he's going to go up and be like, your Gunpla was really dope. Promare has finally succeeded in making over 1 billion yen at the box office, which comparatively is like $9.4 million. Studio Trigger announced Tuesday that they're going to be making a thank you program for the fans. And additionally, the movie is coming out in America, so they're going to make even more money off of that. It opened up in 200 Japanese theaters, and it even ranked at 8th place in the week that it released, so it did pretty good, especially with some of the competition out there. As far as like Weathering with You is, that was a huge deal at the box office, so that pretty much overshadowed anything, but still, there was a lot of movies out that were doing really well, so to do that well in that short of time, that's pretty good. I talked about Doraemon's Story of Seasons, and I was incredibly excited about it, and we finally have a release date, which is October 11th in the United States. That's just pretty close because it came out in June in Japan, and I'm sure there's plenty of dialogue in the series, so for it to only be a couple months gap between the release, that's awesome. I'm pretty excited about this release, but the problem is I'm not going to be in the country when this game releases. I recently talked about Project Gemstone, which was this weird program where they were trying to get people to submit original ideas to come up with all this new stuff for putting into production. And one of the things was that they worked with Toho and decided they wanted a Godzilla themed project, and thus this little puppet show with a bunch of Godzilla puppets won the first round of that. So there's going to be a weekly show of Godzilla puppets on Toho's official Godzilla channel. Kaiju Dal Gojiban is the name of it, but what I got from it was Go Go Gojira-kun, which is hilarious. It's this adorable little puppet show with a bunch of really neat Godzilla puppets that I don't think are ones you can buy. They looked to potentially be custom, but it was really funny and really cute. But yeah, they got a weekly show and it's going to be coming out every Friday in Japan, or just anywhere you want. You can just watch it on YouTube. And that's it. That's the last story, and we're finally ready to crack open this amiami package. And I'm excited because I don't actually remember everything I purchased. I do remember some of it, but let's just try to bust this thing open, shall we? That didn't work. Getting too old for this. I'm just gonna get scissors so I don't concuss myself. Oh yeah, now I remember. There ain't much here, but what is here is really nice and really cool. The first thing is going to be Nendoroid 1065 of Danbo from Yotsuba. Now, anybody who knows me knows I love Yotsuba, and of course I love Danbo as well. He's super cute, and I even have a Danbo ring if you've watched my other videos. I love Danbo. He's adorable. But what would it be to get Danbo if I did not get the one and only Yotsuba? I love Yotsuba. This manga is so funny and so cute. If you haven't read it, you're doing yourself a disservice. Go read Yotsuba. It's adorable and it's hilarious and it's cute. I just realized that the Danbo actually has like light up eyes. That's cool. These are really tiny. And finally, this is a big one, and I forgot this even came out, so I actually had to add it to my order last minute. But what it is the Figma Splatoon Inkling DX bundle. This is so nice. I don't think you can understand how good this box looks. I'm sure you can see it to an extent, but like when you hold it in hand, there's just so much quality here. Everything by Good Smile usually just oozes quality, but man, even this box. Is there a window display? Dude, there's a window display, but it's blocked by this sticker. But dude, look at this. Look at all of that. You get so much. You actually get 2 Inklings. You get both of these Inklings in this box. I am super excited to open this, so stay tuned because this will be getting reviewed very soon. And with that, that's it. This video is going to be so hard to edit because there's so many stories and it's going to hurt, but I do it all for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please leave the video a like, and hey, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. It does make me feel a little bit better about my weird little life. What story did you think was the best, or do you care more about the toys I got? Go ahead and drop a comment below and let me know. All of your comments, likes, favorites, everything that you do for the channel really is appreciated. It validates me making these videos, even if they're only getting 30 views or whatever. It does actually validate this, and it makes it fun for me to do. So hey, if you want to watch anything, go ahead and click the video I'm going to link on screen. Everybody tells you it does really help me if you do that, and I'm going to be the next person to say it as well, so it really helps me if you do that. Let's end this video with a bit of a dance.